Yo everybody, what's up? It's Toyota Mode with Bad Seed Gaming. I'm here to bring you a Black Ops 2 review, and let's just get into it. Now what you're first going to see here is the new created class system with the new pick 10 system that allows you to mix and match all your guns and perks, each of them equaling 1 point, and you can get them all up to 10, which means you can have 6 perks, and then like no gun, or all these attachments on your gun and then no perks. It's a very cool system. You'll also notice that there's a lot more camos than normal, and a lot more interesting camos. You can see like the Art of War, the Ronin camo, really cool stuff, and obviously the classic gold at the end. And once you get gold though, the nice little thing is, if you get all your guns gold in one class, so you get all your snipers gold, you get diamond camo for that class, which, I mean, looks like you just bedazzled your fucking gun and said, hey, look what I did. And it's like, I don't know what the practical use for that is, but I think it's an awesome little addition to diamond camo. It's beautiful. And honestly, that's basically it for the new stuff. Again, it's Call of Duty. I mean, I guess they figure if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it's the same stuff. You know, you'll notice a lot of the different kill streaks, which I believe are a little bit overpowered. I think they definitely made those amped up, and they're really, really powerful and get almost annoying sometimes. You'll see the lightning strike, which was probably a little earlier in the video, and then you'll see coming up the Hellfire missile, which is awesome, one of my personal favorites. I love that one. But I mean, honestly, that's really it. There's nothing new other than those things. It's the same Call of Duty multiplayer that you've grown to know, love, or hate. So I mean, you make it based off of that choice. Don't let them fool you when they say, oh my god, it's the best multiplayer yet. It's really nothing different. I mean, yeah, the creative class is different, and yeah, there's some new guns and new kill streaks, but I mean, there's nothing really new about the game. Oh, except Domination, which for some reason now has 2 rounds instead of just being 1 full round, I guess for like spawn trapping or something. But I mean, maybe fix the spawns. Oh, no, too easy, whatever. But that's really it for the multiplayer. So we'll probably go on right now to another personal favorite for a lot of other people, zombies. So for zombies now, I put up some gameplay that me, MagSky, Phobe, and Sauce did. You can all add them if you want on PlayStation Network. Their names are right there. I am a person who's been playing Call of Duty for 11 years, and when they first added zombies in World at War, I just said, I hate it, it sucked, I never liked it, I didn't like it in Black Ops, the first one either. And then I decided to play Transit on Call of Duty Black Ops 2 with the zombies, and this is where I think Call of Duty just really popped out at me, and I said, wow, they actually really changed it somehow by making it exactly the same, and I fell in love with zombies. I have so much fun playing with all your friends and doing the whole bus thing. It's awesome. I mean, there's not much of a difference from the other ones except that you ride around on a bus and there's like these little areas where you get attacked by these flying monkey things that I actually put little clips in. Hopefully you'll see those. I mean, honestly, this was one of my favorite parts of Black Ops 2 now because it's just so fun, it's so entertaining. And I loved it now. I love zombies now. I'm one of the people who can say I enjoy playing zombies and I don't mind it all too much. Please display courtesy to the automatic drop. Another thing you'll notice that they put in now are these workbenches where you go up to them and you can make these parts. One was that fan turbine with the mannequin body. Those will open doors for you if you don't want to like spend your cash, your points, whatever you like to call them. Another has this riot shield, where it bashes the zombies and they go flying. It's crazy, it's fun, I love it, it's funny to watch, it's funny to be around with other people when they're doing that, and it's a good way to strategize, you know, who's carrying what, and really, you know, they help you with those things to get farther into the levels, because, you know, be strategic with what you have on your back, what you've built. Another one actually builds the Pack-a-Punch machine in the room that we show later, where we actually ended on the 18th round, which I was kind of proud of. I hope you all know and respect that I actually recorded for about an hour and a half exactly zombies, 1 round, all that to get to the 18th round, just for you guys, because I love you guys, and I wanted to make this review as awesome as possible and give you really as much in-depth detail. So as you'll see coming up, the zombie AI is very stupid, which I'm not really going to take off points because, I mean, I guess that's how zombies are. They're retarded, and but it's funny to fuck with them a lot. And I mean, that's basically it. You know, the rest of the zombies are the same. As you go higher up in the rounds, it gets a little bit harder for you, and, you know, increasingly harder, and then you'll see maybe a new enemy, like the electric guy that comes at you a little bit. I didn't fuck with him. I let everyone else do it. But that's really it. And next up is the campaign. Now, as we encroach on the part where I mentioned the campaign, you'll notice I probably haven't talked about graphics, and I haven't talked about the gameplay, which I feel, you know what, I'll just say it with the campaign, because that's where the graphics get displayed as their greatest, and the gameplay gets displayed as the greatest, and even the sound, I think, gets displayed, which, again, I think Call of Duty upped on. But the graphics, you know, people are saying it's the best looking Call of Duty to date, and I absolutely agree, but it's also like saying it's the least smelliest shit to date. It's, you know, Call of Duty has, I guess, a high frame rate, so they can't really run amazing graphics like these other games. That's at least what I think. I'm not really sure, but as most of you probably know, Call of Duty is one of the worst graphical games to be coming out of recent memory. Which I guess you can't take off from it because, you know, it still sells like crazy, but that's my personal belief. I definitely take off points because their graphics barely changed, except for the lighting, which I definitely showed a little bit earlier, which is beautiful. They really reworked the lighting and the sound, which I'll have examples of when he's walking into the club. Now. The sound work was fantastic on this game. It's eerily good, and that is one thing where Call of Duty strived at this time. The sound is amazing. Gameplay, again, it's the same. L3 to sprint, R1 shoot, R2 throw a grenade. And you know what? I love that layout. It's the layout I've become accustomed to over the years. Again, I've played literally every Call of Duty that's ever come out, so the layout for me is perfect. And any other game that doesn't come out like that, I actually freak out sometimes. You know, any other shooter, I'm just like, oh my god, what am I going to do? So Call of Duty definitely implanted that great gameplay mechanic, and I think their gameplay definitely runs very smooth. It runs at a very high frame rate, and I definitely have to give them credit for that. But points off for the graphics, but points for the sound and the high frame rate and all that. And, you know, it's the Call of Duty campaign, so you get a nice little vehicle mode. You know, there's even an airplane one. I mean, the campaign. Also, the campaign, not the best ever. Don't let them fool you on that. It's definitely not the best. I personally think Black Ops was the best. This was probably almost one of the worst because it didn't feel like it flowed well enough. You got stopped with the pick a class before, and I just felt like that was unnecessary. You know, I didn't care that much. I actually just skipped that half the time. I just said, fine, give me that. And now the last thing would be that I have to say they definitely did a great job in transitioning from the past to the future. Kind of a great job. It got lost sometimes, but they did a well enough job where you kept focus if you were really focused in on it. And the absolute last thing was the Strike Force missions were terrible. It's where you got to control from the upper view and then go into one of the people. You always went into one of the people because it's impossible to win from a command point of view. It was a terrible game mode. They should have never added it. I take off points for that. It was awful, and you felt like you needed to do it. It was terrible. It was just awful. The Strike Force missions were just terrible. But that is going to be it. This has been Toyotomo with Bad Seed Gaming. Remember to please drop a comment, a like, a subscribe. I love all of you, and I will see you all next time.